Hey, you know what really pisses me off? I'll tell you what pissed me off. People doing stupid fucking boomerangs while they're on a treadmill. Just stop it. I was checking some reels just before I sat down in this chair, and I open up the reels, and what is it? Another fucking person doing a goddamn boomerang on their treadmill, like, it looks like I'm moving backwards and then moving forwards and then moving. Stop it! Get some fucking help, all right? That was a trend in like fucking 2013 when Boomerang came out. Stop it. It's not funny. It's not cool. And yes, I'm a hater. That's all I am. Okay? Just because I can't make cool shit like that. But seriously, that's number 887. Things that piss Cody off. Taking boomerangs on treadmills or in general too, because they're just kind of fucking weird. So yeah, stop it. Welcome everybody back to Not Rich Just Bored, episode number 49. We're almost at the big 5-0, and we're almost up to our 1 year anniversary. Our 1 year anniversary, if you're going by upload date at least, is December 2nd. So we're gonna try to do something. Maybe I'll get a special guest for that day too. You know, maybe somebody who was here at the beginning. Hit, wig, wig. But, you know, we'll try to. It's such a. Like, today's going to be a shorter podcast for sure. Ryan's not here because he was going to be here this week, but because of scheduling and everything that's going on right now, I have no fucking time. And I don't have time to wait for him, unfortunately, for tomorrow, Wednesday. It's actually Tuesday that I'm uh excuse me. I just choked on my own saliva. It's Tuesday that I'm recording, and I'm probably gonna upload on Wednesday, uh November November 9th, yeah, instead of the 10th, because I just don't have I don't have time this week. I'm going up to see my sister, and it's just crazy busy at work, and nobody's schedules are lining up. And we live in the great white north, which is unfortunate during the winter. It's the best place to live in the world, I promise you. But during the winter, everything slows down a little bit. You got to be a little bit more cautious. You got to take your time. And I really don't understand most of this shit. Like, it's like people forget how to goddamn well drive. As soon as the snow hits the ground, it is the weirdest phenomenon I've ever seen in my life. Fucking the white stuff appears on the ground, and all of a sudden everybody is a speed racer. And you always get the motherfucker. And if you live in Canada, you know this 100% to be true. There's always the guy in the fucking dually that just thinks he's top shit, and he's just going Mach 1 down the fucking the highway. And then he's fucking in the ditch a couple miles later. It's like, oh, good going, sir. I was traveling on the old Highway 2, uh, very famous highway up in the old Alberta, and it also crosses over to BC as the Crow's Nest, I believe, and it goes the other way into Saskatchewan. It's a long highway, but I believe that's how it goes. I believe Highway 2 turns into Crow's Nest. Maybe? I don't know. I'm not good with roads, but you know, I was going down there, and of course, there's this guy that it's not just the dualies, it's the fucking BMWs too. The BMWs are notorious. Like, good lord. And some of them are, it's like, it's not even the SUVs, it's the cars. And they're just, this guy was just rolling, and we're driving on ice. It's literally a sheet of ice. Fresh snow, like, it still wasn't cold enough to, quite it's cold enough to freeze, but that's it, not like packed snow. So It's just the sheet ice we're on, and this guy just wanted to roll in front of everybody. And then, of course, there's an accident up ahead, so everybody's halting to a stop. And he fucking hits the brakes, and he's just slip sliding away, and he's turned all the way sideways by the time he's at the end of a semi's bumper. And I'm like, you are so goddamn lucky that you are alive to tell the tale there, because you could have easily been fucking flattened and just been roadkill underneath that semi. Because like the height of those BMW cars and the height of a semi, like the semi's thick bumper, oh fuck, that's going right through your windshield, right through your face. Like that's a final destination death if I ever seen one. Um, but yeah, like I said, it's gonna be a short, quick one here because I also gotta get my tires changed out. My brother's doing my tires today because I gotta make a big trip. My sister bought a quad, which is cool because they got their kind of dream home they wanted. They got a nice acreage, but the thing with an acreage is you kind of gotta, you know, plow your own streets, which is not fucking far off from living in the city. At least the city I live in, you know. Hey guys, you want to remove some fucking snow? That'd be great. But you know, on acreage, it's all up to you. So they bought uh this quad, and it's got a snow blade on it, and it happens to be located near me. So me and my dad are going up there. We've rented a trailer. We're just gonna hitch it onto my van and fucking away we go. Drive 6 hours probably, 6 7 hours. It's a little bit further from where she used to live, which was 6 hours. So you know, it's gonna be a bit of a jaunt, but yeah, it's they got a good deal on it, and it's right in the same town as me, same city, so why not? I might as well be nice and bring it up to her. I know, I'm such a good brother, but I digress. That's just one of the other reasons why it's gonna be short because it's just been so fucking got a bunch of shit to do, and that's the unfortunate thing about well, I don't even want to say unfortunate. That's just a thing about life in general. It's like, people get busy. And it always bugged me. It bugged the fuck out of me. So I've been on YouTube for a long time. Let me just look up right now. I'm just going to look at my other channel. If I could fucking type. Yeah. What the fuck? Okay, there we go. I went into my other channel, and my other channel had my Not Rich Just Bored logo, and I'm like, what the fuck? That doesn't make sense. But yeah, if you look at my original channel, like when did I start this channel? How do you look at that? About. I think it's under about. Now this is when I started uploading. But I joined YouTube on this channel 30th of January 2007. That's out of control. Got 95,000 views on that channel. Not bad for a 15-year-old channel, son. Um, no, it's 15 years old, but I think I started uploading. You know what? I got a gripe with YouTube right now, because when you go to somebody's videos, even if it's your own, uh, it's recently uploaded or popular. You can't sort by age anymore, which is really fucking annoying. Because that's one thing I like to do when I would check out a new channel. I used to like to check out like their oldest video by searching by oldest. And when you look at their oldest video, it'd be like some like really whatever shitty version compared to what they were doing at when they got popular. Like if you look at Mr. Beast's oldest videos, it's crazy. But yeah, so it's 2007. But yeah, 9 years ago. I'm gonna open this. It's gonna probably scream at us here. Oh, I paused it in time. Nice. Atta boy. Um. Yeah, 14th of August, 2013. That's when I made my first YouTube video. And well, you know what, Kate? Hold on a minute though. That's not entirely true either, because I didn't make my first video in 2013. I have some privated videos that at some point in the future might come out, and I might react to them at some point. I'd have to look. I'd have to go into my account and look them up and stuff and download them and all that jazz. But I think those were around. I was working at Walmart, I remember at the time. So that would have been like, oh fuck, that would have been like 2010, 2009. So yeah, my first public video right now is in 2013, which was gaming related. But I used to do these blogs that were really cringe, and it was fucking hilarious. I remember watching them, and I was just like, oh, shaking my head. But I did have another old video on there that I liked. I actually liked it a lot. It was an interview I did with a local band, and it was actually really well done, surprisingly, for like, I was just a little kid at the time, like, you know, 18 when I did that interview, I think 20. I was just a little kid, basically. But I knew I wanted to make some form of content, so I I did this whole thing of like I wanted to be an interview. I was huge into heavy metal too, so I was like, I wanted to interview this guy. I had my girlfriend at the time, and I had my camera, and not it was okay. This is how sad it was though, and I'll bet you the quality is not as good as I thought it was. I recorded it in the basement the basement of the gig of like this dive bar while a fucking another band played upstairs. So it was not the best recording equipment and not the best recording scenario, but I just remember recording that and feeling really proud of it because the local artist actually like got back to me about it and said it turned out well. He's like, and I remember him saying like, "I'm sorry if it's shit." He's like, "I was so fucking high." like, bro, it's good. Like, fuck, that's rock and roll, man. That's you guys are always high, and they weren't high on like PCP or fucking, coke or, it was nothing crazy. They just fucking smoked a joint. I mean, you know, I didn't because I didn't actually smoke weed back then. I I was honestly kind of scared of it. I I did smoke a little bit in high school, yes, from people I really trusted, but it really fucking messed me up a few times, and I'm like, I just wasn't sure. I was like, is this fucking real or is this like laced with something? Because I had some bad. I'll tell you guys a really bad story, but it was fucked up. Uh, I yeah, fuck it. I'll tell it right now. It's a really crazy story, but I I basically we went to this field party because Canada. So it was a field party where a bunch of people were just drinking. Basically, they went to like a sort of a random place, and they were all parked their cars, we all parked our cars in like a circle-ish kind of thing, and then we had like a fire, and we were just kind of drinking and whatever. And then somebody had this weed, and they're like, "Yo, do you want to hotbox my car? Like, not my car, a friend's car." And and I'm like, "I don't know. Okay, fine." And so, anyways, I had some weeds with these guys. I didn't have much, but again, it's a hotbox scenario. But sorry, of course I'm fucking just I'm just getting over a sickness. I was sick all fucking weekend. I didn't even get to enjoy my weekend. I was sick, but I'm not gonna go off on a tangent. But I'm still sniffling like a little bastard. So if I sound like a fucking worse than normal, which is pretty bad already, uh, let me know in the comments below. But so we smoked a bunch of this fucking weed. And again, I didn't smoke a whole bunch because I was scared a little bit. And but these guys, I knew they were stoners, they're hardcore, so they took their time, and we were all in the car, and then I got out, and I was fine for a second, and then like literally like within 4 minutes or 5 minutes, I was fucked. I was like disoriented. The world was like wavy. It felt like waves. Felt like everything was like blurry. Like, the drunk effect in a video game, right? Like the world was wavy and blurry. And it was just like, I don't know. It freaked me out. But what ended up happening for this funny story was that I literally was just kind of wandering into the field where we were, and I was just walking, and I was just kind of in the moment and thinking about like life and everything else and whatnot, and I just like was so blurry. But then I just started realizing God damn it, I'm so thirsty, and I got the worst cotton mouth ever. I have not been able to replicate that level of cotton mouth since. Like I felt like I was hiking in the desert for weeks. Like just the worst cotton mouth. I need a drink so bad. And there's this random farmhouse. So I'm like, they've got to have water. And I'm so fucking high. And I just walked to their house. And it didn't seem I have no like recollection of like like time or distance at this time. So this farmhouse could have been very far away. It could have been so close. I don't remember. But I just remember going up to the door, and I opened the door to this fucking like looking back now, just think about how dangerous this was. I'm a random like 18-year-old, 17-year-old maybe, and I'm going into a stranger's house, a farmhouse, a total stranger's house. And I open the door. Like I don't even knock or anything or ring the doorbell. I just open the door and I lean my head in a little bit. And like I'm half expecting a shotgun to blow my head off. But I'm literally just like, "Hello. Is anybody here?" And nobody answers. So I'm like, "Hello. Is anybody here?" Still nobody answers. So I just decide like like when I opened it up, I was in a kitchen essentially. So I'm like, I'm just gonna grab a glass of water. I'm so thirsty. So I'm high as a fucking kite. And I stumble in this farmhouse. And I go over to the cupboard. And there's a glass. There's a glass on the cupboard. And I just grab it. I didn't even check it. I didn't even look to see if it was used or what the fuck. I'm so thirsty. And I just, turned on their sink, filled up the uh I turned on the sink, filled up the cup, drank it, filled it up again, drank the whole fucking thing again. You guys need to understand. I was fucking thirsty. I was so, it was bad. It was scary. I literally thought I was gonna die of dehydration. So, anyways, I did that. I drank that, and then I turned around, and directly behind me, I know you guys are gonna be like, "A monster!" No, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but there was a staircase behind me to the basement, and it was just a dark staircase to the basement. And again, there's nobody around. I don't hear anybody. I don't see anybody. There's no real lights. Like the light was on in this kitchen. It was like a light above. It wasn't like a bright light. It was just a light above like the sink area, and then it kind of illuminated the kitchen, so you could see around. But then, I just saw. I just went right for the sink. I was so thirsty, and then I turned directly around to leave, and yeah, I just saw this dark staircase, and I remember just looking. I like crawled towards, not literally crawled, but creeped up to the staircase and like looked down just because I was so fascinated. I was like, my God, that's creepy. And then I'm like, I don't know how long I stared at that for, but I just finally realized I'm like, oh yeah, I'm literally trespassing on somebody's property and they probably have a gun. So I'm like, I just like, for some reason, I don't know why, I literally walked backwards to the door and I walked backwards out of the door, and then I just, with just my head sticking in still, I said, "Thank you for the water. Have a good night." And then I just kind of fucking closed the door and I ran down back the road and ran back to, where my friends were. And I actually felt a lot better after running and stuff, and having a drink of water was great. But it was so wild. Like, it's kind of a stupid story now, and it's not as exciting as you'd hope it would end up. But it's probably the best case scenario. Looking back, I think, like looking back, I just think, what what would have happened, like, if somebody was there? Like, well, there might have been somebody there. They might have just been sleeping. Again, they could have been awake. They could have been called the police. I don't know. I was like I said, I was so high. I was so out of it. I'd won a goal. But, the important thing was I wasn't going to hurt anybody. I just want some water. It's pretty, tap water at that. Like, it's pretty harmless, but can you imagine, like, somebody's just going to, like, they'll wake up and see, like, a cup of water in their sink? Like, because I always rinse my dishes, so I put it back in the sink and put water in it a little bit. Even though I put water in it, like, water doesn't stain anything. It's just a habit. It's a weird thing I do. So I put it back in the sink. So like somebody woke up and was like, "Did somebody come in and have a drink of water then leave? The fuck, honey? We're locking the doors tonight." It's kind of a wild story, but I don't know. It's a funny one. You know, I, I enjoyed that because it was a good and bad experience because it's a funny story because it had a happy ending. But like I said, looking back at it now, it's like there's so many other bad things that could have happened. Like it's bad enough to break and enter a person's home in a city or wherever, right? Risk getting your ass beat. But on a farm, most of those guys have guns, and most of them have quick access to their guns, and most of them don't take too kindly to strangers. So, if you know what I mean. So I think I was lucky in a lot of ways uh to get out of there. But it's a funny story now. But what was I talking about originally? I was talking about um oh yeah, my early days on YouTube. Yeah, so I might do a reaction sometime to some of my old blogs and stuff, and even some of my old Let's Play videos. Like August 14th of August 2013 was my first. That's my first live video on my old channel. I was playing Towards the Light, which was that was an old indie horror game on I think it was on the Unity engine. It was kind of neat, I kind of miss that day, those days of YouTube. There's a lot of unique games coming out, um, and it was showing like how people could do less, like people could do more with less. Like there's so many of those early Unity horror games, and then some people that were really daring started doing the Unreal horror games. like on the Unreal Engine. That was really cool. But like, it's crazy to think like a game like Phasmophobia, for example, is that's a Unity game. It's made on the Unity engine, so it's crazy to see how far they've come. Because if you look at these old games like Towards the Light or Stalker, hold on, let me go back. What else do I got on here? Yeah, Stalker, uh, Night Blights. That was a classic. Boogeyman. That actually got a full release. That one, and it wasn't free. Eleanor Stairway was pretty cool. That was a more recent one, like 6 years, but it didn't really go anywhere. Eleanor Stairway. That was kind of a spiritual successor to PT, but um, yeah, there's a lot of old Fallout videos on there too. Fallout 4. I did a bunch of Fallout 4 videos without commentary and shit like that, just for fun. Yeah, Bunny Man, the old Bunny Man, Fabricant, Stranded Deep. That's classic. Candles, Hotel 666. Ah, it's crazy. Five Nights at Freddy's. Oh man. I'm kind of scared to react to my own videos because I know some of them belong in a cringe compilation, but hey, that's how she goes sometimes, guys. You just gotta move along in life, and I I think it's kind of neat just for the fact that there's I have these old memories to look back on, and you have all these old things, and you can kind of see what was a trend at the time, and what was a trend, and what was going on at the time. Like, yeah, my original movies were Towards the Light, Slender, Stalked, which was the rake, Hylophobia. That was a pretty crazy one. There's an Attack on Titan game at the time. Wow, it's crazy to think Attack on Titan's over 9 years old. There's Eyes, Ghoul's Forest 3D. That's hilarious. Oh my god. Sorry guys, I'm reminiscing, but that's all right. So yeah, like I said, we're gonna have some sort of a celebration for the first anniversary of the podcast. I don't know what we're gonna do. I might have you know, I might have a classic guest on, and we'll just reminisce about the podcast and how far it's come, and what topics were at the time, and maybe our favorite moments. We'll make it work. It'll be fun. We'll do something for it at least. And you know, I guess the last thing I was gonna kind of mention today was people need to calm the fuck down about um it's come out, everybody knows by now that Elon Musk has bought Twitter, and he's changed the rules. He fired everybody, which I think is good personally. And he's made it so that there's this whole Twitter Blue, which I don't know is if Twitter Blue the check mark? The check mark is yeah. Uh, oh yeah, yeah. Twitter Blue. Yeah, okay. So Twitter Blue. I wasn't sure if Twitter Blue was like a side thing, but yeah, Twitter Blue is what it's called. And so you pay $8 a month, and you get your little verification, and then after you have your verification, like your little check mark, then I think you can edit tweets or something, which is, I gotta admit, that's really fucking stupid. There's people that talk like how, like, you know it goes back to the YouTube thing. Like one of YouTube Premium's selling features is that you can play YouTube while it's minimized on your phone. Like, fuck raid off, you fucking losers. Like, what a stupid Oh, so like a basic feature on any other fucking platform? Like, fucking get. Oh, like that pisses me off. Same with the Twitter thing. The fucking like the premium thing is to edit a tweet. Edit a fucking tweet. So to like Facebook, you can edit your posts. So like you can't do that on Twitter unless you have blue. But you know what you can do? You can copy your tweet and then you can delete your tweet and then you can paste your tweet and then you can edit it before you post it again. It's crazy. But you know, this whole thing just goes to show how fucking power hungry a lot of these people are and how pissed off they are. It's like they want that blue check mark so fucking bad that you know, they live for it. Like they're complaining that they're not special. It's like, oh well, if $8 anybody can pay for it, that means my blue check mark's not worth anything. Well, it's like, yeah, your blue check mark wasn't worth anything to begin with. It just gave you a sense of purpose because you're special that you get to have the check mark. Now, what the check mark needs to be is a source of verification. That's what I always saw it as. I saw it as if somebody had the blue check, that's how you know that's the official account of who they're saying they are. So that's why I like the blue check, and that's the only problem I have with Elon's $8 a month is that, and it's already happening, FYI, is that anybody can now make anybody's account and pay for the verification. So like there's gotta be some level of verification here. You know what I mean? Like, I've already seen multiple Elon Musk accounts that are clones. And, you know, they get shut down and then people are like, oh, what happened in free speech? It's like, well, do you guys really think that do you guys really think that Elon wants clone accounts of himself? Like, no. Like that's not like the free speech debate wasn't about impersonators. That was never a problem. It's like the free speech was that they were stifling, you know, speech from the right. That's what the problem was. Like, yes, impersonators should be taken off. Because you shouldn't be impersonating people. That's actually illegal. So, you know, what people want for free speech is people want to just be able to talk shit and have a good time. That's what I want. And that's what I think Elon's going to bring to the platform. And, you know, personally, I think that's a good thing. But when I hear these people, you know, being pissed off that they can't make a clone Elon Musk account or they can't make, you know, a clone Joe Rogan account that's verified, it's like, well, of course it's going to go get taken down. Because you're not that person. Like, it's just that simple, guys. So, but you know, having said that, it's been really fun watching, you know, all the hardcore lefties melting down about this. Because here's the thing, and if you guys are on that, you know, on that spectrum of uh political spectrum, I guess. Let me just say this, like, take a dose of your own medicine here. Enjoy it. Now you can understand how it feels. Except for, guess what? You're getting the better offer. Because you're not going to get stifled. You can still say what you want. And guess what? You're not going to get kicked off. Now, if you impersonate people, yeah, you're going to get kicked off. That's going to happen to anybody. You should be impersonating people. It's fucking stupid. But as far as like talking shit and stuff, you can do what you want and your ideas will get out there. But what I couldn't stand was the old school Twitter where it was like, it was ran by a bunch of fucking left wing crybabies and they got to do what they wanted. And anytime any kind of conservative voice or anybody else tried to speak up or say anything, they could just get banned or have their tweet deleted, have their account deleted. Like Jordan Peterson, which I talked about earlier on this podcast. On an earlier episode, that is. You know? So you guys are going to understand now. You guys are going to understand that you don't get your fucking way all the time. All right? And you can cry and scream and kick your fucking floor all you want. It doesn't matter. Because you're only pissed off because Elon is not going to go with your crazy ideas anymore. He's going to do what the fuck he wants, and he's going to do what he believes is the best for free speech. Which is exactly how I feel. It should be free. Let everybody speak. And again, these people making these stupid fucking clone accounts, pretending to be Joe Rogan or pretending to be Elon or Brett Weinstein, anybody, any celebrity you're trying to impersonate, and even though you got your blue check mark because you paid money to be a smartass essentially, to game the system, and then you get fucking blocked and banned, and you don't get a refund, and you're pissed off, well, guess what? That's how it fucking works. And this is not a free speech thing. You're not getting, because I've seen people say it. It's like, oh, Elon cares about free speech unless it's somebody impersonating him. It's like you don't understand that. That's where that line is between free speech and you're impersonating a celebrity is a crime. Impersonating anybody is a crime. If I go into a bank and I say I'd like to make a withdrawal, my name is fucking Elon Musk, that's a crime. Even if it's total bullshit, I don't have any of the credentials, I don't look like I'm, obviously people are going to fall for it. It's still a crime. All right? So, I'd say, oh, excuse me. I'd say you guys should just be glad that you're not getting charged for a criminal offense. Because obviously it's just memes and you guys are trying to be funny, but which again, I mean, it's your choice. You could do what you want, but I'm just saying, like, it's not a matter of free speech over you getting your fucking account banned trying to impersonate a celebrity. It's just not right, and it's against the service. Because the whole point of the verification is to verify people. And if you're not the person that you verified yourself as, and you know, obviously Twitter probably needs better verification methods, and you know, but you know, that's the other problem too, is that how far do we want to go with this? You know, do you really want your, like, say your credit card, your social insurance number? Do you want all that shit tied to your Twitter account? I don't think so. Because what if it gets hacked? So, you know, there is only so much they can do to verify you before it becomes a breach of privacy. Even more than it already is. So, I don't know. Just think about it. It's just food for thought at that point. It's been so fucking hilarious watching all these guys just cry. And it's like you're not special because you're blue check mark. It's like the blue check mark should be a way to verify celebrities. That's it. And that's all I have to say today. So if you want your blue check mark, pay for it. Do what you want. That's fine. But don't expect to stay on the platform if you're impersonating a celebrity. Especially the owner of the fucking company. Like, just like use your head. Use your head. That's all I gotta say. It's a beautiful week. I hope the weather gets better. I hope the roads get better, and I hope I have fun at my sister's. I should, because I just hope the roads are good up there, because you know, Canadian winters and all that shit. So, thank you guys for watching this week's episode of the podcast. Again, it'll be up early on Wednesday. Remember to follow all social media in the description below, and keep your heads on a swivel for the 1 year anniversary on December 2nd. All right. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.